The planet Erythea was a beacon of advanced technology and ancient wisdom. Its people, the Erythians, were known throughout the galaxy for their incredible intelligence and mastery over their environment. But despite their achievements, they were bound by a strict code of perfectionism, a code that left little room for imperfection, for weakness. It was a society where strength, both physical and mental, was revered above all else. At the very top of Erythian society stood the royal family, whose members were believed to be divinely chosen. They were perfect in every sense, physically flawless and intellectually superior. Their gifts, especially their telepathic abilities, were considered to be the mark of a higher being. The Erythian monarchs ruled their people with an unchallenged authority, and their word was the law. But within the royal family, there was one who did not fit the mold of perfection. Princess Auralyn, the youngest daughter of the Erythian king, had been born with a rare condition that left her paralyzed from the waist down. It was a condition that the advanced medical technologies of her people could not heal. Though she had once been a hopeful heir to the throne, her condition rendered her a symbol of weakness in a society that valued physical prowess above all else. Princess Auralyn was treated with disdain and neglect by many of her own people, even her family. Her condition was viewed as an embarrassment, something that tarnished the image of royal perfection. Her siblings, though they loved her in their own way, often distanced themselves, unable to face the shame of having a physically impaired sister. The people of Erythea mocked her quietly, behind her back, and even openly in some cases. The palace that once felt like a home to Auralyn now felt like a gilded cage, a beautiful, suffocating space filled with the echoes of rejection. Her daily routine consisted of solitude. Auralyn spent most of her time in the royal palace, hidden away from the public eye. She would watch as the rest of her family participated in diplomatic meetings, gave speeches, and received the admiration of the people. She would listen to the sound of applause from her chambers, knowing that she would never be part of the celebration. But one day, things began to change. Dr. Ethan Hayes, a human medic sent as part of an intergalactic peacekeeping mission, had arrived on Erythea to assist with medical issues and improve relations between Erythea and the Earth Federation. His mission was simple: offer medical assistance, share knowledge, and ensure that the human-Erythian relationship remained strong. But as Ethan wandered the palace halls, something caught his attention. While Erythea's advanced medical technologies were capable of curing most illnesses and conditions, Ethan noticed that Princess Auralyn was receiving no care beyond basic monitoring. She was a royal, after all, but no one seemed to care enough to truly help her. The palace was filled with top-tier medical practitioners and machines capable of miracles, yet Auralyn was left to suffer in silence. Ethan had heard whispers of the princess's condition, but the rumors never gave him the full picture. When he finally met her, he was struck by her intelligence, her calm demeanor, and the subtle sadness in her eyes. Princess Auralyn was unlike anyone he had ever met. She was bright, capable, and curious, but the weight of her isolation was evident in every word she spoke. "Do you need help, Your Highness?" Ethan asked gently, his voice kind but filled with concern. Auralyn looked at him, her silver blue eyes filled with a mix of skepticism and hope. "Help? I don't think anyone can help me anymore, Doctor. I've been left alone with my condition for years. My family, my people, they look at me like I am nothing." Ethan frowned, his heart aching for her. He knew that medical technology could not cure everything. Some conditions were beyond even the most advanced treatments. But that didn't mean she didn't deserve a chance. And even if he couldn't heal her body, perhaps he could heal her spirit. "I'm not here to perform miracles," Ethan said quietly. "But I can offer you something that you've been denied: my attention, my care, and my willingness to listen. You are not alone. Auralyn blinked, taken aback by his sincerity. Why do you care? You don't even know me. Ethan smiled softly. I care because, as a doctor, my job is not only to heal bodies. It's to heal hearts. And from what I can see, Your Highness, your heart is where the real pain lies. Over the following weeks, Ethan visited Auralyn every day. He didn't treat her like an invalid or someone to be pitied. Instead, he treated her like a person whose voice mattered. They would talk about everything, her dreams, her frustrations, her aspirations. He encouraged her to share her thoughts on how her people could better embrace those who were different, those who were not perfect. He asked her to teach him about Erythea's history and culture. And, slowly, the princess began to open up. You're the first person who hasn't treated me like a burden, Auralyn confessed one day, her voice barely above a whisper. You're the first person who has seen me for who I am, not what I can or cannot do. Ethan's heart swelled with compassion. And you are a princess who deserves respect. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. Over time, Auralyn's spirit began to heal. She found strength in her mind, in her ability to think critically and lead with wisdom. While her condition remained unchanged, her perspective shifted. No longer did she see herself as a weakness in her royal bloodline. She saw herself as someone who could inspire change, who could lead with compassion, who could challenge the prejudices of her people. She began to speak out, advocating for the inclusion of all Erythians, regardless of their physical condition. Her influence spread, and slowly, she began to change the way her people viewed strength. The Erythians began to understand that true power did not lie in perfection, but in accepting and embracing diversity. And through it all, Ethan remained by her side, not as a doctor, but as a friend. Together, they worked to reshape the future of Erythea. They proved that even the most unlikely of bonds could heal the deepest wounds, and that the greatest strength often came from the most unexpected places. The Healer and the Princess is a story of compassion, resilience, and the transformative power of care and understanding. It is a reminder that no one should ever be judged by their physical appearance, and that healing is not always about curing the body. It is about nurturing the soul.